When you think of the hottest planet in our solar system, which one comes to mind first? Most people would probably guess Mercury since it's the closest planet to the sun. But what if I told you that's not actually the case? The real answer might surprise you. Here's a hint. Just because a planet is closest to the sun doesn't mean it's the hottest. In fact, the hottest planet is a little farther away from the sun than Mercury is. Let's use a tasty analogy. Imagine you're baking two pizzas. One pizza is right under the oven's broiler, soaking up all that direct heat, while the other pizza sits on a lower rack, a bit farther from the flame. Naturally, you'd expect the pizza closest to the heat source to cook the fastest and get the hottest, right? That's what makes sense at first glance. But now, imagine that the pizza on the lower rack is wrapped in a super thick layer of plastic wrap, so thick that it traps all the heat inside and doesn't let it escape. Suddenly, that pizza starts getting hotter and hotter, even though it's farther from the flame. That's almost exactly what's happening with Venus compared to Mercury. Venus is like that plastic-wrapped pizza, and Mercury is the one right under the broiler. Mercury, being the closest planet to the sun, gets absolutely blasted with sunlight every single day. Its surface can reach scorching temperatures during the daytime. But here's the catch. Mercury barely has any atmosphere at all. There's almost nothing there to hold on to the heat. So while it gets really hot during the day, all that heat escapes back into space as soon as the sun sets. At night, Mercury's temperature drops dramatically, plunging hundreds of degrees. It's a planet of wild temperature swings, from boiling hot to freezing cold in just a few hours. Venus, on the other hand, is wrapped in a super thick, toxic atmosphere made almost entirely of carbon dioxide. This atmosphere is so dense that it's over 90 times thicker than Earth's. This thick atmosphere acts like a gigantic thermal blanket, trapping heat and not letting it escape. It's like wrapping the whole planet in insulation. Sunlight can get through the clouds and reach the surface, but once it's there, the heat gets trapped. The energy bounces around inside the atmosphere, unable to escape back into space. This is what we call the greenhouse effect. Scientists have studied this phenomenon for decades, and it's the same basic principle that keeps greenhouses warm here on Earth. But on Venus, the effect is supercharged to the extreme. Because of this runaway greenhouse effect, Venus's surface temperature soars to over 860 degrees Fahrenheit, hot enough to melt lead and way hotter than any other planet in our solar system. That's right, Venus is even hotter than Mercury, despite being farther from the sun. Its thick, toxic atmosphere is the ultimate heat trap. So, next time you hear someone say the closest planet to the sun must be the hottest, you'll know the real answer. Venus is the true champion of heat in our solar system thanks to its powerful greenhouse effect. Got more cosmic questions? Hit subscribe and join us for more mind-blowing space facts with AI.